department. And on behalf of our Director General, I would like to wish you very much welcome to Sweden, Stockholm, and especially to the Swedish EPA. It's great to have you here. I know that a lot of preparation work has been going on to serve you. And we are obviously very happy to have you here, and that we hope truly that you will find this program very much interesting and rewarding, and that you will find your stay in Sweden comfortable, and that you will cooperate nicely with us. I'm sure that Barbara and Catherine will do their utmost to give you any kind of assistance that is possible. So don't hesitate to pose any questions, big or large, and be open-minded. And we also, in addition to this, also hope once you're back in your own countries that you will share your nice findings and experience from this day with your colleagues back in your respective organizations. We consider this program to be a very powerful instrument in our development cooperation, since international cooperation and development cooperation are very essential tasks for the Swedish EPA. Sweden has a long experience of environmental issues. In fact, already in 1967 we were established, 1967, which makes us the oldest EPA in the world, in fact. The reason for the establishment at that time was a lot of problems related to environment. For example, the pollution like acidification, eutrophication, and also a lot of damage caused by different chemicals and so on. And obviously the problems were to a large extent also caused by industrial emissions to air and to water and to soil, obviously. Over the years, Sweden and the Swedish EPA have tackled the problem here and trying to develop and use different kind of policy instruments, like, which I'm sure you're familiar with, legislation, taxes and charges, voluntary instruments like eco-labeling, and green public procurement and awareness raising. The three cornerstones of our operations at the agency could be summarized as follows. Number one is compiling knowledge and documentation to develop our own and others' environmental efforts. The second one is, since we are a government service, we do our best to develop environmental policy by providing the government with sound basis for their decisions, and by giving also EU impetus to EU in international projects. And finally, joining in environmental policy and implementation by acting in such a way as to ensure the compliance with our Swedish environmental code, and also achievements of the national environmental objectives. What makes us a little bit unique is that we sort of combine both work with pollution prevention as well as nature conservation. I understand that you will learn a lot more about the Swedish environmental code and environmental objectives later on in this program. The Swedish EPA complies with both the ISO 14001 environmental management standard and the EU eco-management audits for environmental purpose. We have certificates in those two different programs. The EPA, we have around 500 staff. Most of us are stationed here in Stockholm. And I know that a large number of colleagues are involved in this course to share their experience with you in the best possible way. And that they are very much looking forward to cooperate with you during those coming weeks. Obviously, working with the environment is such an enormous, complex task that Swedish EPA cannot handle by itself. That's quite self-evident. And we place a strong emphasis on the fact that all stakeholders in society should have a responsibility for the environment. That's why activities on raising environmental awareness, along with public participation, are necessary components in order to create more sustainable society. That's the cornerstone also in our work. Obviously, there are other agencies as well working in this field. For example, example, the Swedish Chemical Inspectorate, Swedish Transport Agency, and the Agency for Marine and Water Management. They have responsibilities for mainstreaming their respective, in their respective areas, different kind of environmental concerns. And on the regional and local level, we have special authorities, which are also then responsible to monitor and to analyze and to follow up the state of environment in their parts of Sweden. When it comes to the environmental problems on a global level, such as climate change and deforestation and loss of biodiversity, obviously not national work is sufficient. We need also a strong international cooperation above all, and we are going to handle those problems. The environmental work in Sweden is to a large extent based on decisions taken within the European Union, and Sweden is an active member and also an active member in a large number of different other multilateral organizations like the UNEP, the UNDP, OECD, and all those multilateral environmental agreements. We became a member of the United Nations in 1995, and so we have gathered some experience of working with that organization. The environment is one of the areas of policy making within the EU which has a large impact on their work and is most pervasive, with at least 250 common legal instruments. EU work is thus a central part of our activities, and we have experts working in some 150 different working groups within the European Union. Development cooperation is another activity, and we have cooperation with a number of different countries such as Ukraine, Belarus, Macedonia, Serbia, India, Russia, China. Yeah, that's about. And currently there are some 25 different projects running where we primarily are there to support their different environmental agencies and give sort of governance support in various areas. And in this context, the ITP is a good instrument for sharing our environmental knowledge and experience with other countries of the world. So, having said that, I would like to wish you very much good luck with this program, and that you will be working hard and be successful in your work here. And thanks again for your attention, and welcome to Sweden again. Thank you.
Thank you.